Poverty is a relative term. A poor person in France or Germany or Singapore or Saudi Arabia may seem positively rich compared with a beggar on the streets of Calcutta or Manila or Kinshasa. Some people even go so far as to claim that poverty has little to do with money or material possessions, and that it is more a state of mind. If you accept this concept, then a millionaire can be, spiritually, poorer than the beggar who shivers outside the gates of the wealthy mansions. Most people, however, have a much simpler idea of what constitutes poverty. Insufficient food, clothing and shelter add up to poverty. Add to that little or no access to education and basic medical treatment, and you have a clear picture of what a poor person has to face. Poverty is not simply an inconvenience, it means existing on a tightrope from which any slight gust of adverse wind may dislodge one. Insufficient food will stunt a person's growth and leave him or her vulnerable to sickness or disease. The medical treatment necessary is unavailable to the poor man, and so he dies where the rich man lives. Ignorance is the least obvious form of poverty. Just as hunger is a lack of food, so ignorance is a lack of knowledge. Without education, man has no ability to better himself significantly unless by luck. Mike Tyson, for example, could be regarded as a poor man despite his vast wealth. He had the good fortune to be a skillful boxer, but the poverty of his background, education and upbringing eventually saw him in prison as a convicted rapist. And yet there are many who share the poverty of Tyson's background, are not blessed with his physical skills, and yet somehow manage to live lives which are rich in comparison to his. As we live our lives, as our careers develop, do we acquire the wisdom to say, yes, this is enough? Or are we driven by a fear of poverty which drives us in a grueling cycle of improvement and upgrading? In Singapore, it is increasingly difficult to live a life free from the clatter and roar of construction, of development, of progress, of growth, of upgrading. In this frantic rush for improvement, it may well be that the quality of our lives becomes impoverished.